We've waited all summer to get some FIFA 20 career mode news, and finally EA have announced the new features for FIFA 20 career mode, and it looks fantastic. We're getting press conferences with cutscenes, we're getting player conversations, which will be a one-on-one interaction between the manager and the player through a messaging app-like interface. We're getting a brand new player morale system as well, which basically means keep your players happy, they'll perform better and they'll have better stats. Don't do that and well, they're gonna have worse stats. A brand new manager customization system. No longer will you have to use the same generic dude that everybody used in FIFA 19 career mode. You can create your own manager from scratch. We're also gonna have a dynamic player potential system, which is something I've wanted in the game for a long time, and I know other career mode YouTubers have wanted this as well. Basically, performances on the pitch are gonna decide the potential of your players. And it's not just that, we're getting a lot more features for FIFA 20 career mode. A lot of issues that were there previously are going to be fixed for this year's edition, and I'll be talking about all of these new features in today's video. So sit back and relax, drop a like on the video, and let's get this underway. So let's start off with what could possibly be my favorite new feature in FIFA 20 career mode, and that's called the dynamic player potential system. In previous FIFAs, potential of players was set. So for example, say Kylian Mbappe would go up to say a 95 rating in every career mode, but now that's not going to be the case. If Mbappe doesn't perform for you, his potential could go down. If his morale is low, his potential could go down. And also, this will also bring a change to how older players grow and go down in their overall. For example, if you're playing a Barcelona career mode, Leo Messi always went down in stats ridiculously quickly, but now that will probably not happen, because if you have a good season with Messi, he will tend to retain his stats and he will remain at that higher rating for a longer time, which I feel is massive, and it just makes the game a lot more realistic. Every career mode now is going to be different because potentials are going to be different for every player. So as you know, I'm in the EA Game Changers program, and all the Game Changers were able to ask the career mode producers and developers on how this system is going to work. So we had some interesting answers. First of all, this dynamic player potential system is only going to affect your team, and that basically means that the CPU teams will have set potentials. So you're always going to see your players have different potentials going up and down. Oppositions though will have set potentials, like say if you're controlling Barcelona, the PSG team you face will have a 94 or 95 rated Mbappe in a few seasons, and that is a bit annoying, but hopefully in future FIFAs we'll see dynamic player potential across every team in career mode. But it's a great start, man. I'm so excited to have this in FIFA 20 career mode. Next up, we've got a feature I've been wanting for a long time, press conferences. Now I know we've had them in previous career modes. In fact, we do have them in FIFA 19 career mode, but they don't really matter in FIFA 19. But in FIFA 20, we're gonna have new cutscenes, pre and post match press conferences, and they're all gonna matter. So with the help of press conferences, you'll be able to create a storyline in your career mode and affect the player morale of your team and players, which I think is gonna be huge. And also, according to EA, these press conferences won't feel repetitive because each match will be treated differently by the journalists and will always feel authentic and dynamic. The questions of these press conferences are gonna depend highly on the outcome, the goals you've scored, your opponent, the time of the season, or the stage of the competition. So expect questions on maybe the Champions League final and all that sort of stuff in pre and post match conferences. That's gonna be nuts, man. Player conversations are also going to be in FIFA 20, and these are mainly gonna be one-on-one interactions between the manager and the players within the team through a messaging app-like interface. If you've watched any of my player career mode videos, you'd know that I try and include WhatsApp conversations between the manager and the player to make the series more authentic and realistic as possible, and looks like we're getting a similar experience in FIFA 20 career mode. Again, this is straight from EA's website on their article on career mode. The manager will have to deal with a variety of requests from players as well as happy or disgruntled players that are trying to get their thoughts across. The manager will have to find ways either through direct actions or by communicating his stance in order to mitigate and solve these situations. So basically, player conversations will affect the player morale system. So again, there's so much depth in FIFA 20 career mode. So all the press conferences, the player conversations, the dynamic morale system, all of that gets linked with the player morale system. So basically, the press conferences and all will help impact the morale of your players. So let's say you answer good things about one of your players, their morale is going to be high, which means they're going to have better stats in game, which is going to be huge. To keep it simple, let's say you're the coach of Liverpool and you're managing Virgil van Dijk, and in the press conferences you probably have praised him, or in a player conversation you again probably praised him. That means his morale is going to be high and he's going to have better stats in his next game. So this is how the morale system works. So it's going to be split in 5 categories, from very happy to very sad. And of course, if your player is very happy, he's going to get the most stat boost. And if he's very sad, he's going to get a big decline in stats. So basically, keep your players happy and they get a better temporary boost. Keep them sad and well, you're not looking good. Another new feature we're getting is the brand new manager customization system. Well, last year you could only choose between generic avatars of managers and you just had to go with that. But now you can actually create your own manager from the new manager creation tools. I suppose it's going to be similar to how we create players, but of course adjusted to create a manager with, of course, all the customization and accessories. The fact that our managers will be visible in press conferences and of course the touchline during games, I think this will actually be a really cool feature and it'll make every career mode unique. I think those are probably the major new FIFA 20 career mode features, but there are still more really cool upgrades from the previous editions that I'm super excited about. Now this one is definitely a cool addition, League UI themes. Now if you remember, back in FIFA 19 we got the new Champions League and Europa League backgrounds before games in those competitions. So now we're actually getting brand new menu backgrounds for the Premier League, the Bundesliga, the Liga and La Liga, and actually even the MLS, which I think is awesome. The news section in FIFA has always been something that I didn't really enjoy because it just felt cluttered and not organized in my opinion. And well, now we're getting an improved version of the news system. So in FIFA 20, we'll have gameplay screenshots showing key moments of any given match and creating relevant pieces of news from this content. Hopefully this will enhance the experience of course, the new system. That is basically all the new features we're getting in FIFA 20, but there's also a lot of bugs and fixes they've made and also a few more improvements. Let's talk about that as well. So this isn't really a new feature as such, but it is definitely an improvement. So we're going to be getting new environments where negotiations for transfers and contracts can happen, a rooftop lounge and a restaurant. Normally, contract and transfer negotiations were always in the office, just a random office, but now we're gonna get more environments to work in. I think that's pretty cool. Remember back in FIFA 19, for some reason we had just 4 save slots. Guess what? EA have fixed that and we're now gonna have 8 save files in career mode. Now I feel like this is a massive bug that EA have fixed. They've improved the algorithm used by the AI teams to determine their starting 11. No longer, I guess, we should be seeing Barcelona benching Leo Messi for the big games, and I think that's massive. It made career mode way too easy with stuff like that, and now I feel it's gonna be a lot harder, as it should be. So we recently saw Harry Maguire join Manchester United for 85 million, and based on that, EA have increased the player values of defensive players in career mode, which again, keeping it realistic, that's all what we want to see. For all the Youth Academy fans out there, this is great news. Improved distribution of ethnicity within a country when generating youth players, which is great, and also the initial composure stat of Youth Academy players is now going to be higher, which is awesome. How many times in career mode have we just been so annoyed at getting these international management offers when we're just not interested from countries like China and India? Well, now that's gonna change. We can disable international management from the get-go. Really like this addition. And finally, it seems like EA have fixed the fixture congestion issues. No longer are we gonna have to play the Europa League final and the final Premier League game within a space of like 2 days, which I think is great because it's been so frustrating with all these fixture scheduling issues, and it's been there for years now, so good to see EA finally fix that. So that is it for all the FIFA 20 career mode news, and honestly I am so excited for FIFA 20. If I've missed anything, go ahead and check out EA's pitch notes article about the FIFA 20 career mode. You guys will get to know every new change by reading that. I'll have it linked in the description below. To sum it all up guys, I couldn't be more excited for FIFA 20 career mode because the amount of changes they've made, it's insane, and the future looks bright for career mode. I honestly thought EA were gonna not focus on career mode once again because of how they've treated the game mode for the past few years, but it seems like they have realized that there is such a huge demand for FIFA career mode, and EA are back on track, focusing on this game mode and making it as best as possible, and I'm genuinely really happy, and I can't wait for making videos on FIFA 20 career mode. And yeah, the changes look amazing. I'm so excited. I'm just rambling on now. I'm gonna basically end the video off now. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts on FIFA 20. If you guys are hyped, are you gonna pre-order the game? Let me know. I certainly am now. subscribe if you're new around here, drop a like in the video, and I'll catch you guys soon.